wish you happy Advocates Day. As an advocate, to practice a law is a noble profession. During the presentation of his case and also while acting before a court, an advocate should act in a dignified manner. An advocate should always show respect towards the court. An advocate should not communicate in a private to a judge with regard to any matter pending before the judge or any other judge. An advocate should not influence the decision of a court in any manner using illegal or improper means. An advocate should refuse to act in an illegal or improper manner towards the opposing counsel or opposing parties. He should also use his best effort to restrain and prevent his client from acting in any illegal, improper manner or use of unfair practices. An advocate shall refuse to represent any client who insists on using unfair or improper means. An advocate shall exercise his own judgment in such matters. He shall not blindly follow the instruction of his client. He shall not use unparliamentary language during arguments in the court. An advocate should appear in a court at all times only in the dress prescribed under the Bar Council of India rules, and his appearance should also be presentable. An advocate should not enter appearances, acts, pleads, or practice in any way before a judicial authority if the sole or any member of a bench is related to the advocate as a father, as a grandfather, or a son, grandson, uncle, brother, nephew, first cousin, husband, wife, mother, daughter, sister, aunt, niece, father-in-law, mother-in-law, son-in-law, brother-in-law, daughter-in-law, or sister-in-law. An advocate should not wear bands or gowns in a public places other than the courts. An advocate should not appear in or before any judicial authority for or against any establishment if he is a member of the management of the establishment. This rule does not apply to a member appearing as a MAS query. He should not act in a bankruptcy petition when he is also a creditor. He should also not accept a brief from a company where he is a director. An advocate should not stand as a surety or certify the soundness of a surety that his client require for the purpose of any legal proceedings. An advocate is bound to accept any brief in the court or tribunal or before any other authority in or before which he proposes to practice. Special circumstances may justify his refusal to accept a brief. An advocate should not ordinarily withdraw from serving a client once he has agreed to serve them. He can withdraw only if he has sufficient cause and by giving a reasonable and sufficient notice to the client. Upon withdrawal, he shall refund such part of the fees that he has not accrued to the client. An advocate should not accept a brief or appear in a case in which he himself is a witness. An advocate should, at the commencement of his engagement and during the continuance thereof, make all such full and frank disclosure to his client relating to his connection with the parties and any interest in or about the controversy as are likely to affect his client's judgment in either engaging him or continuing the engagement. An advocate fearlessly to uphold the interests of his client by all fair and honorable means. An advocate shall by no means suppress any material or evidence which shall prove the innocence of the accused. An advocate should not by any means, directly or indirectly, disclose the communication made by his client to him. He also should not disclose the advice given by him in the proceedings. An advocate should not be a party to investigate the litigation. An advocate should not act on the instruction of any person other than his client or his client authorized agent. An advocate should not charge his services depending on the success of the matter undertaken. An advocate should not trade or agree to receive any shares or interest in any actionable claim, or nothing in this rule shall apply to stocks, shares or debentures of a government security. An advocate should not by any means bid or purchase either his own name or any other name for his own behalf or for his own benefit. An advocate should not by any means bid in court auction or acquire by way of sale, gift, exchange or any other mode of transfer. An advocate should not adjust fees payable to him by his client against his own personal liability to his client, which does not arise in the course of his employment as an advocate. An advocate should not misuse or take advantage of an confidence reposed in him by his client. He should keep a proper accounts. He should not divert money from the accounts. He should intimate the client on amounts. Where any amount is received or given to him on behalf of his client, the advance must, without any delay, intimate the client of the fact of such receipt. Adjust fees after termination of proceeding. An advocate shall, after the termination of proceeding, be at liberty to adjust the fees due to him from the account of the client. An advocate must provide the client with a copy of the client's account maintained by him on demand, or provided that a necessary copying charges is paid. An advocate shall not enter into arrangement whereby funds in his hands are converted into loans. Not to lend money to his clients. An advocate shall not lend money to his client for the purpose of action or legal proceeding in which he is engaged by such client. Or advocate who has advised a party in connection with the institution of a suit or appeal or other matter, or has drawn pleadings or acted for a party, shall not act, appear or plead for the opposite party in the same matter. An advocate shall not any way communicate or negotiate or call for settlement upon the subject matter in controversy. An advocate shall do his best to carry out all legitimate promises made to him. An advocate shall not solicit work or advertise in any manner. He shall not promise himself by circular, advertisement, touts, personal communications or interviews other than thorough personal relations. An advocate signboard or a nameplate should be reasonable size. An advocate shall not permit his professional services or his name to be used for promoting or starting any unauthorized practice of law. An advocate shall not accept a fee less than a fee which can be taxed under the rules when the client is able to pay more. An advocate should not appear in any matter where another advocate has filed a wakalatnama or memo for the same party. However, the advocate can take the consent of the other advocates for appearing. That's all I must say. Wish you all happy Advocates Day. Thank you.